Mike Johnson just got ambushed to his face in the halls of Congress, and it's going viral for all the right reasons. The Republican speaker, already under fire for the worsening government shutdown, just got hit with a reality check straight from his own colleagues. But what makes this moment truly explosive is how it exposes the real human cost of Johnson's obstruction, from food insecurity to vanishing healthcare. Let's break down how this confrontation may mark the beginning of the end for Johnson's leadership. For weeks, millions of Americans have been struggling under the weight of a GOP-engineered shutdown, one that could have been avoided with a single vote. Mike Johnson, instead of reopening the government, has been busy making TV appearances and political speeches. The truth? The numbers don't lie. Republicans are taking the blame, and even conservative analysts admit it's because their leadership failed to act.
At some level, she's right? Like there is some enormous failure here, both that so many Americans are in a position where they depend on this to make ends meet, and the idea that this shutdown could imperil those funds.
Absolutely, Chris. Well, one, there's a failure because we don't have a living wage in this country, and we're subsidizing corporations to pay starvation wages while taxpayers are providing these benefits. That's the real failure. But, you know, I've seen Mike Johnson everywhere other than in Congress. And Josh Hawley, a Republican senator from Missouri, has a bill where he says, let's at least vote to extend the SNAP benefits. Many of us Democrats, Republicans in the House would vote for that. He could call that bill up tomorrow. He has kept the Congress shut down over the last 6 weeks. That is a complete failure.
So let's be clear. The problem isn't Democrats. It's Mike Johnson choosing political theater over governing. Behind every press conference and partisan talking point are real people, families, workers, veterans, now facing food shortages and medical crises because Congress can't function. This next report captures just how devastating Johnson's inaction has become.
And health care is critical. I had a meeting with some constituents last Friday when I was in New Hampshire. One was a man who was probably in his early 50s. He was a small business owner. He had had cancer. He got his insurance through the marketplace. He said, if I didn't have that insurance through the Affordable Care Act, I would not have gone to the doctor. I would not have gotten my cancer treated, and I would be dead by now. So he was talking about how important it is to be able to continue to afford his health insurance. But that's what this fight is about.
Other constituents with stories like these said, I wasn't able to afford health insurance until the tax credits. Please do not take this away. One of my neighbors said, I will either die from working too many hours to afford my health care, or I will die from heart disease. And another, without the enhanced premium tax credits, I wouldn't be able to afford my HIV treatment. These subsidies are literally keeping me alive.
As I take a step aside here, there is quite a bit of military members and their families in line because of this government shutdown. And they're here for a food pantry. There's all sorts of food that is available. And I spoke with some military member spouses, and I spoke with some department heads here at the ASYMCA on why this is so important. What's the difference in the amount of people that you've seen from today to previously?
So when we first started coming, there definitely wasn't this amount of people. It was a lot, but it wasn't this amount to where it wrapped around the building. But lately it has been a lot. Like we were here last week and we were in line for like 2 hours.
This is the America Mike Johnson's leadership has created. People who serve this country waiting in line for food because Congress refuses to act. And now, the moment that's making headlines across the country. A freshman Democrat walking straight up to Mike Johnson in the Capitol and confronting him face-to-face about the shutdown. No spin, no talking points, just accountability.
Speaker Johnson, hi. Congressman Member Luz Rivas from California on behalf of the freshman class. I'm delivering a letter demanding a meeting with you on the shutdown and also sharing, yes, I'm a Democratic freshman, and sharing constituent stories from across the country and how they're impacted by your shutdown.
My shutdown?
Yes.
Well, I'd love to talk to you about that.
Yes.
Remember, we voted
please.
14 times to open, Democrats voted 14 times to close.
We voted to protect health care for Americans.
Healthcare is the debate we were supposed to have in October, November, December. It was always going to be on the schedule. Did they tell you that?
Well, we're here ready to work.
I'm glad.
We have been out of session since September 19th.
Because the House did our job.
That's your decision. We could be doing the job now. We could be in hearings right now.
We have to get the government open so that we can get paychecks and services and health and food and
Well, you're in control. We can do that.
I'm not in control. We need 5 Democrats in the Senate to help us because we only have 53 votes.
But we could be here working towards a negotiation and hearings. There's a process.
There's nothing we can do that's more important than getting the government open so everybody can have all their services. I mean, I know we agree on that.
Well, you said you would like to meet with us. That's a request from freshmen and stories from our constituents and how they're impacted.
That's the kind of confrontation America needs more of. Lawmakers willing to say the quiet part out loud, that people are suffering while Republicans play political games. So let's recap. The shutdown is GOP made. Millions of families are being hurt, and when Democrats try to bring real stories to the table, Mike Johnson dodged accountability. The truth is simple. This isn't leadership. It's cowardice. Every day this shutdown continues, it's another day families can't pay rent, veterans can't buy groceries, and small businesses can't recover. If you believe the government should serve people, not politics, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we'll keep exposing every lie, every failure, and every act of cruelty that comes from Republican leadership until accountability returns to Washington. Drop a comment below. Do you think Mike Johnson should be forced to step down as Speaker over the shutdown? Let's get this conversation started.